I did a video on this YouTube channel about why I strongly believe that James Orengo's fate around Raila Odinga is actually sealed. And I received a lot of feedbacks from you guys. Thank you so much. And the same yesterday, James Orengo visited 2 counties. He was in Migori County, Nyatike constituency to be precise, and later on he was also in Siaya, where he encountered some problems with the youths. So in this video today, I want us to look at why James Orengo visited Nyanza and the objectives of that particular visit, and specifically why he visited Nyatike. But before we do all those, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two and click subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to thank you guys so much for your feedbacks. They're making us grow this channel. And I want you guys to just give this video also a thumbs up. Now let us get back to serious business. In the past few days, specifically this week, we've witnessed a lot of drama in Parliament. And the drama is around the Building Bridges Initiative process. We all know that BBI is actually President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Uhuru Odinga's initiative. So James Orengo, Okongo Mogeni, and Otinda Molo, who are perceived to be Raila Odinga's lawyers, have been leading onslaught on the Building Bridges Initiative process. And it has caused a huge storm in ODM party. And as a matter of fact, 2 camps have emerged within ODM party. And I don't want to get into those camps for now. I want to focus solely on James Orengo's visit to Nyatike. Why do you think James Orengo visited Nyanza after this particular heated debate? And why Nyatike, to be precise? The main reason why James Orengo chose Nyatike is because of 3 or 4 reasons. Number 1, the additional constituencies. There is a strong feeling that Nyatike was supposed to get an additional constituency. They are not getting. James Orengo is coming out as the only guy who is talking about these additional constituencies. So Nyatike is a good place for him because that's where a constituency was well deserved. Number 2, Nyatike constituency is the home county to Dennis Onyango. Who is Dennis Onyango? Dennis Onyango is Raila Odinga's spokesperson. For those who follow politics closely in this country, Dennis Onyango opened a war with James Orengo. In fact, he referred to James Orengo as a demagogue. So Orengo went to Nyatike because it's the home to Dennis Onyango and responded to Dennis Onyango right in his constituency. Number 3, why Nyatike? Nyatike is in Migori County. There's some elements of rebellion against Raila Uhuru Odinga in Migori County. That cannot be said of Homa Bay, cannot be said of Kisumu, cannot be said of Siaya. And because there's some elements of rebellion in Migori County, and since Nyatike is missing out on a constituency which they were supposed to get, Orengo chose it because people there really want that constituency, so they can easily listen to the message which James Orengo is sending to them. So that's why he chose that. And number 4, why he chose it, he chose a funeral. And that funeral was of a guy who is a very close ally of Raila Odinga. Not politically, but at personal level. And Raila Odinga did not attend that funeral because he's still unwell. Otherwise, he would have attended. And James Orengo even explained that Raila Odinga took personal initiative to send the area member of parliament, Tom Odege, to the funeral to ensure that everything goes as per plan and that his friend gets a befitting funeral. But why Siaya? Siaya is simple. James Orengo wants to run for the gubernatorial seat. Very simple, in Siaya in 2022. And you know, the moment you start focusing on the gubernatorial seat, one thing is going to happen. So James Orengo is going to focus more on local politics and not national politics. So as a matter of fact, the message which Orengo was sending was that I want now to focus more on Siaya politics and not national politics. But why do you think James Orengo, the objective, what was the real objective of James Orengo's visit to Nyanza? What message was he trying to send to Raila Odinga? What message was James Orengo trying to send to President Uhuru Kenyatta? What message was he trying to send to the people of Nyanza? Number one, James Orengo is trying to ignite a debate on the Building Bridges Initiative process. That's the honest truth. And he wants to ignite this debate and push it to the people. James Orengo is telling the people of Nyanza that they're going to lose in the Building Bridges Initiative process. And that if the population was to be used the way it's ideally supposed to be used, then Nyanza, each county in Nyanza should get 2 additional constituencies. But it's not telling them how that figure can be arrived at. I strongly believe it's not telling them. Let me just try to explain to you how these constituencies were calculated. The agreement is that we are going to have additional 70 constituencies. We already have 290, which means in the entire population of this country, we are supposed to have 360 constituencies. So the idea is actually to divide the total population of the country by 360 constituencies, which means you divide 47.7 million by 360 constituencies, so that you get the number of people per constituencies. But remember, it's difficult. That formula cannot work, because if it were to work, then some constituencies will find themselves in this place, some other constituencies will find themselves in this place. So the proponents of the BBI proposed this quota based on county. So you take the population of a county, then you divide it by population quota. And this population quota is around 138, some hundreds, 138,000. There are some hundreds there. So if, for example, Kisumu County, you take the total population of Kisumu County, you divide by 138, then you get that Kisumu is ideally getting 2 additional constituencies. That's supposed to be the formula. But what Orengo is not telling people is that if you want to get more constituencies, you must be counted. In Nyanza, people took population census casually. Most people, you meet people, they tell you they were never counted. And these are the same people making noise. If you want population, use it. So the thing is, and this is my advice to James Orengo and the rest, the next time we have a population census, what you do, ask all Luos in Nairobi, in Mombasa, in Eldoret, in Kitale, in Meru, in Kwale, everywhere. Tell them to come home during the census period. If it's 1 week, ask them wakuje nyumbani. So when the census guys will be coming, they'll be found in their homes. That's the truth. They'll be found in their homes and they'll be counted. The alternative to that is that you advise them to identify constituencies in Nairobi, in Mombasa, 2 or 3, and stay in those constituencies, so that when they are counted there, so they can qualify for a constituency. Kiambu, if you take 138, you take the population of Kiambu County and you divide by 138, they are getting the same number of constituencies they are getting. If you go to Muranga, you take the population of Muranga, where Irungu Kangati is making noise. If you take the population of Muranga County and you divide by population quota of 138, Muranga is only getting 1 constituency. What Orengo is not telling you guys is that Kilifi County is getting 4 constituencies. It's not telling you that Kwale County is getting 2, and it's not telling you Mombasa is getting 3. These constituencies from the coastal region are getting can be credited to Raila Odinga. And this is what Orengo doesn't want. Because the next day, the people of the coastal region will come out and start claiming that Orengo doesn't want them to get the additional constituencies. And of course, if you take the population of those counties, like Mombasa is a small county, but with high population. If you take their population and you divide by population quota, they get additional 3 constituencies. Those are some of the facts. So Orengo wants to ignite this debate and push it to the people of the Nyanza region to convince them that the Building Bridges Initiative process is bad. So the first thing is Orengo wants to ignite a debate. Number 2, James Orengo is actually inciting the people against the Building Bridges Initiative process. Why choose Nyatike? Why Nyatike? Because they're supposed to gain. Orengo is not telling these people that let us just pass this thing and next time we must be very careful. In Parliament, where he debated this bill and left it, he left it at a point, because I followed Orengo's speech and Otinda Molo's speech. He left it at a point where he was very clear that the bill is going to pass the way it is, and they're only going to recommend a few grammar. They are going to just change a few grammar and maybe typos. But in Nyatike, James Orengo is telling the people that they're supposed to get to. And it's not telling them what's the solution. If they were supposed to get one constituency and they're not getting, what's the solution? It's not telling them. Number 3, James Orengo is also trying to appeal to the emotions of the supporters of Raila Odinga. The truth of the matter is that James Orengo has gone to the ground. He has identified a populist idea, something which people are resonating well with. He has gone with it there. So there are two camps which has emerged in Nyanza. But Orengo has gone ahead to explain himself to the people, why he's doing what he's doing. And at the same time, he's also explaining to the people there that for him, he's going to support Raila Odinga and he wants Raila Odinga to become the president. So you can't even accuse James Orengo of trying to outsmart Raila Odinga on this particular BBI process. He's gone ahead and he's explaining to people that there is no any other individual in this country who deserves the presidency than Raila Amolo Odinga. And lastly, I think Orengo, if he's not careful, he's going to do more harm than good to Raila Amolo Odinga. If you look at the Building Bridges Initiative process, the people of the coastal region who have been marginalized for a long time are gaining. They are gaining. Kwale 2, Kilifi 4, Mombasa 3. That's the truth. This is one region which has stood with Raila Amolo Odinga for a long time. I doubt if the people of Kilifi are going to resist the idea of giving them 3 additional constituencies. I doubt if the people of Mombasa will reject the idea of 3 more constituencies. I doubt if the people of Kwale, who have been marginalized for a long time, even their leadership, will reject the idea of 2 more constituencies. So he wants to deny Raila Amolo Odinga to take credit for the additional constituencies which the coastal people are getting. And that's where the problem is. So far, if you look at the leaders from the Western Kenya region, they are silent. They're not making noise. Are they getting? Kakamega is the biggest county in this country. How many constituencies are they getting? Are they making noise? No. And why is Kiambu gaining more? Because of population. Why? Most people working in Nairobi from Kiambu region work there and they work in Kiambu. So in the evening, they leave Nairobi, they go back to Kiambu. So it means when they're counted, they're not counted in Nairobi. They are counted in Kiambu. People from Nyanza who are working in Thika, who are working in Kiambu, probably are staying there. So it means when they are being counted, they are counted as residents of those regions. So I think Orengo, as much as his intentions, because I don't want to doubt his intentions, as much as his intentions are good and are resonating with the people, he's failing Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Odinga is not stupid to push for something which is bad. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts on this matter. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.